I'll just wait faster then.
Wait faster?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you're telling... Hold on. I haven't muted myself.
Why can't I hear you?
Yeah, sorry. That was me.
Are we streaming?
That was me.
Are we streaming?
It wasn't muted for me.
So
yeah, it wasn't muted. We are live right now. So yeah, yay, we are live.
It doesn't say. You're fuck.
The thing is as well, I didn't have it muted, so that "are we streaming" repeated like 6 times. That was great.
Whatever, dude.
Welcome to the professional show, which includes 3 professional fools. Anyone want to comment on that?
No, I have nothing to say to you.
Well, I guess I'll just run the intro then. How about that? All right, I'll run it now.
Go?
Yeah, we are. You'll catch that little bit of where I had YouTube turned up way too loud to the very end of the intro, and the music comes in hard.
We go hard.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Dipping Sauce. It's been a hot minute, but we're back, and now I'm in control. So Katie's got her buzzer ready, I believe.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to work my fucking computer. It's been so long and I can't.
It has been a while.
Like, to split the screen, and I can't do it.
I don't know how to help you with that.
Yeah, I don't.
You can help me.
I think you're beyond help, and that's okay. That's all right. All right. So, as the introduction suggests, we're going to be talking about food today. I think everybody has thoughts on food. I'd like to think that, yes?
No. End of podcast.
Dude. Guys, that took me an hour to write, so I figured that was an hour of content. So, see you next week.
That's how it works, yeah?
Yeah, that's how it works. All right, so I'm going to get first into the hot and heavy stuff. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what directions are. It is hard, isn't it? So, to my top right, I don't know, it's delayed.
Well, is it your top right or is it their top right? See, this is why I don't do directions. I just go there.
Okay, so above me, we have the beautiful Jehovaz and the gorgeous Katie. I don't know which side's which. I'm doing both sides.
Guess which one we are.
Yeah, have a guess which one's which. Prize for the best guess. The prize is nothing. Sorry. You've ruined it. And of course, today is your host, J-Rad. Thank you, everybody, for coming along. So, I'm going to get straight into the hot and heavy stuff. Typical J-Rad fashion.
I'll let you... I'm sorry, I'm not trying to Kanye you. Katie, what do you mean all episodes of Loki can be streamed now?
I just got a notification on my phone that says, clear your calendar for a Loki marathon. Every single episode is now available to stream. And I was really excited about it.
So you wanted to share it with the chat?
I did. I wanted to share it with you incognito.
Okay.
You brought it up.
I've ruined it. All right. Sorry, J-Rad, continue.
I didn't want to ruin the podcast.
I would have missed that completely. So we're changing topics. So let's all talk about Loki now.
I've only
It's
got 2
really good.
episodes left. It's really good.
I've heard.
Is there only 2 episodes to stream?
Yeah, we've only got 2 left. Last week's and then this week's.
Bummer.
What are you going to do when it's finished?
Oh, I just almost word vomited all over the place then.
Get back.
Blah, 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 blah.
Get back to porn.
That was basically, I was going to say so.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of porn,
Both
Did
watching
you know-
and making it.
did you know that food porn is a thing that exists?
Elaborate.
Have we told people what the topic is, or are we just we're just getting weird?
What is
No,
the topic?
it's food.
Okay.
Food porn is a thing that exists. Do you guys know about food porn? Do you know?
No.
Do you
tell
want me to
more.
elaborate?
Can you please paint me a word picture on what food
I
porn
will.
is?
I will bring up the wiki to give the best example.
I feel like it's a bad idea.
Nah, this is the best idea. Look how professional we are.
We've done our research prior
We've
to the podcast. We know it exists. That's all we need to know.
Oh, this is the PC. Oh, yeah, this is the PC version. It's just like glamorized food. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want.
Food, but when you say food porn, most people think Instagram. They think like, you know, taking that perfect shot of your smashed avo. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about fucking a steak.
What? Wow.
That just reminded me that I forgot to give the review for today. That I did mean to do this earlier. But we actually got a review for the podcast. And this comes from Mummy J-Rad. And the review...
Your mum reviewed our podcast?
Yeah. This wasn't in the comments of YouTube or anything like that. So this was a message that was sent to me. So rated 5 stars. I look forward to it. I touch too many swear words for my old ears, but I can ignore that if it's necessary. P.S. The topics are a bit serious.
Oh.
Straight from Mummy J-Rad. So
Now
if
I'm
any of
really
you guys...
worried. Your mum already thinks I'm a tart, and now I've come on this one
And now we're talking about food porn.
and masturbated. So
I love your mum.
I love my mum too.
Mummy J-Rad, if you're watching, I love you.
me too.
Amazing. All right, sorry, that was I meant to do that earlier, but I'm unprepared in typical J-Rad fashion. So I don't have a list of things. It's just a big word jumble everywhere. So enjoy the ride. I hope everyone has fun.
That's the best way to be.
So food porn, it's a thing that exists, and you know what? It's on the hub. So if you're kind of curious, is this something that you guys have heard of? Do you know it well? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
I
also no.
I know it exists.
Do you sometimes partake in the guilty pleasure?
No, because much like people don't shit where they eat, I don't fuck where I eat. Or more, if I do, I don't do it alone.
I already want to get off topic with something.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
for it.
go.
Struggling with this. Guys, have you heard of the show Sex Life on Netflix?
Oh,
I haven't.
This is meant to be about food. This episode
fine.
is meant to be about food,
porn,
not-
It's fine.
and then my mind
not
went to Sex
giant dongs. And
this
that's where we're
guy-
moving.
Life. It is. That's exactly
If it goes
where-
too far away, I'll bring it back. But I don't know how far too far away is.
Well, there was a scene towards the end where he squirted like chocolate syrup all over her back and asshole and then ate it, like he licked it. So that technically comes under the food.
Well, yeah, I
I feel
guess.
like chocolate syrup in the arsehole is probably not.
He didn't put it in her asshole. He just like he might have. I don't know. Maybe off screen.
This is going
He's
as
an
bad as
Aussie
well as I
bloke.
thought.
He's an Aussie bloke, so you just they're crazy.
Yeah, this guy's dick though. Like I've seen the clip now, Katie, because it finally surfaced on the internet. And Jared, if you just were to imagine, there was a 3-year-old holding an apple.
Mm,
That's about the size of it.
mm.
honest to God, I was like, what? And then I Googled it because I'm like, is this real? Apparently it's real. I don't know, it made me a little uncomfortable. I was scared.
I've read that it's real, but let's get back to food porn. Is that
No,
what we're
this sounds
talking
more
about?
interesting.
I really don't want
Nah.
to derail this
Jared had
whole thing.
one thing. Well,
Yeah,
he's
no,
like,
that was it.
food, porn. All right, good day's work. I'm done.
So yeah, food porn is a thing that exists, and I feel like I'm making some people uncomfortable with this conversation because
No,
we keep going off topic.
Nah, it's just what we do. We're not
My
structured.
mind
do.
just runs in different directions. So,
All right, cool. Well, I think I'll
That's
move
it.
on.
Well,
Sorry?
I mean, did you want to talk about food porn? Because I'd like elaborate a bit more for the viewers in the back that don't know a lot about it.
I was trying to look up the wiki page, but that was for the PC version. and I
No,
don't
just
want
tell
the
us
PC
what
version.
you know about it.
So food porn is basically pornographic material, including the use of food in various different ways.
So, is it having sex with the food products, or is it
It
having
could
like
be.
sex?
American Pie style.
Yeah, it could be
Ah.
American Pie style, or you could be, for example, using a banana.
I want to
on-
know more. J-Rad, your housemates just said feeding is one fetish.
Ah,
So-
yeah, that's a thing. So it's like overtly sexual feeding of.
Wait,
Uh,
I've seen a thing on that, like this little weenie dude who's feeding up this monstrous chick. Like, I don't fat shame. You be you, but this bitch could not fit through a door. Like, she was fucking huge, could not stand on her own. And he's like, eat some more, and he was getting off on it, and I'm like, this is weird.
But
Like,
It
is
is-
that also like, shut up? Is that also like feeding your partner like strawberries and cream and shit?
Yeah, that can be a part of it as well. Yeah.
But I wonder, like, yeah, but I mean that can be sexy. Like this fat chick, it was a really hard wank, all right, like really hard.
Oh, what's Denise saying there? That's interesting.
Huh.
Sometimes watching food being prepared or get presented helps me gain courage to eat.
That's awesome.
Is it like the excitement of what the flavor's gonna be, Denise? Like, I guess I don't know, and because we started on a sex topic, so we're just going to continue down that path. Is it like
Apparently.
watching a potential lover undress, and you know what's coming, and it makes you excited for it? I will wait for your reply.
That's what I get when I go to restaurants. I always have to be facing the kitchen.
but
So when I
is
can
that a
see the food
nervous
come
thing?
out- No, it's so I can see the food come out and I can get my little dance on.
I get
that's cute.
food horny, where it's not a sex thing. But it's like that. It's just like.
So moving on with that topic.
Moving
is
right
the- no, like with that topic.
We don't want to hear about your food horniness, Jehovah.
horny prison for you.
Nah, it's more than
Does-
hunger. It's more than hunger, Jared's housemate. It's food horny.
So when you're out at a restaurant, do you think having the waiter experience definitely changes how the food is? What would you think of that?
Ooh, how do you mean? How do you mean? Elaborate.
So, like, if you've got like a really bad waiter that's just like, really unprofessional, do you feel like that affects how you feel about the food itself?
It's definitely affects how I feel about the restaurant and the person, but it's not going to change. Like, if some dickhead of a waiter is bringing me out my delicious sashimi, I'm not going to let his negative energy ruin my sashimi. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I think it can affect it, not to a huge amount.
I think if it's your
really like
first
sashimi.
time at a place, yes, it can.
Yeah.
Because the poor experience, look, unless the food is fucking phenomenal, but I think that experience can outweigh how good the food was. And you can go, that place was shit, and it's all lumped into that place was shit. When the food probably wasn't so bad, and if they were really, really nice, you may go back. But if you have
Yeah.
a bad experience at a place where you've previously eaten, had a good experience, and you know the food's good, won't affect you. You'll be like, that waiter's a piece of shit.
That waiter is a piece of shit. Yes. All right. I think that's all on that one.
I told you, 45 seconds.
All right. So one thing
I can keep going off topic.
Yeah.
Like, I could definitely talk more about that guy's penis. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. Is that what people want to hear? I don't know.
I just feel like this is like a public service announcement. If you're dating somebody, like if you're, don't let them watch that show.
Don't let them.
Don't let them watch that show. I feel like it definitely gives women an unrealistic expectation. So.
Well, sorry, I'm just throwing shit everywhere.
Like, who's gonna? I'm not gonna say that.
All right, we'll move away from that then. If you're not giving us all the juicy details. So
it's
everything or nothing.
It's a dude with a monster cock. That's all it is, J-Rad.
It's not. It's honestly. I could talk for hours about this show because it's actually got a few.
I don't know if it's just me.
Nah, Katie's frozen.
In the most uncomfortable
No, she's back.
picture.
She's back.
My internet went down. Are we okay?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're back now.
Your internet did a fart.
Did it?
Yeah.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, so let's move away from monster cocks. Let's go back to food.
Okay.
So, over the last couple of years, we've seen a big rise in YouTube cooking channels. But I want to talk specifically more about these sort of like stoner-based ones that have come up. Have you guys heard much about this, or do you know anything about it, really?
What do you mean by stoner bait? Is it like stoned guys cooking weird shit, or like what is it?
Basically, people that like to get stoned and then they just cook. And they're entertaining to watch. They're obviously they're pretty popular. But it's not like that professional chef setup. It's just like a home-based thing.
I will be honest with you, I haven't really seen it.
Are you talking about that guy who dunks his food in copious amounts of sauce, and then the camera pans over to him and he is also covered in copious amounts of sauce? You talking about him?
No, I haven't seen that one, but I'm curious. Go on. Continue.
No,
and then he turns around, he's got this monster dong.
It's all Katie watches.
It is. It's not.
Monster
not like
dongs are us.
I'll see if I can. I probably unfollowed him because I got sick of looking at so much sauce. But I'll see if I can.
Well, I mean, on the home, well, Katie, while you look on the home cooking channels, have you guys seen Nat's What I Reckon?
That was one of the guys I was going to bring up. He's fantastic.
I think he's fucking brilliant. Like, I love the fact that it's just good home cooked food that he knows how to cook, and he's like, fuck yeah, this isn't like I'm just telling you what to do. He's fucking great. I love all of his stuff.
And he's so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, he should absolutely sponsor me.
Yeah, hashtag please sponsor us.
You guys want to see what I was talking about? I can see if I can hold my phone up.
Do.
You can see it. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
see
fine.
that?
So it's mustard on watermelon.
Just wait.
That's uncomfortable.
It's more mustard on watermelon. Yeah. I've seen that guy on TikTok. I've seen him do that, but with mayonnaise.
Yeah, he does it with all kinds of things. Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's not what he's talking about at all.
No, not at all, but I'm intrigued.
He's talking more about just like that's what I'm reckon, just like these home-based cooking shows. There's another guy who's brilliant. I actually want to steal his idea, and I'm going to, where he cooks things out of old cookbooks. But we're talking like 1920s, 1930s, 1950s or 60s, like cookbooks where it's like, roast chicken jello and weird shit that you would not eat today. And he's like, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to cook it. And he cooks it up and then rates how good it is. Like, I watched one where he made bread out of rice and, I don't know, just all these weird fucking ingredients. Because you got to think, wartime, you didn't have all the stuff that you've got today.
Yeah.
So the cookbooks were sort of written around that, and then the 60s had that whole Jello craze where they wanted everything set in Jello, whether it was sweet or savory. But it's really cool watching.
That's really interesting. I would love to give that sort of stuff a go. Yeah.
You told me that idea, and I was like, "That's so cool." I didn't realize you taxed the idea.
Yeah,
so
no,
well.
every good idea in the world today has been stolen from somebody.
Yes, that's
Even
true.
your most recent idea. 'Cause
No,
that
that's
means that
my
it's
idea, but we'll talk about that after the podcast.
zesty.
So you can give credit to the people you stole it from? Is
Yeah,
that-
me. I stole it from me.
Moving right along.
So
I think-
along,
Have you seen, on a similar vein, oh, sorry, I just want to add to that. Have you seen
yeah,
these chefs that are like they're actual chefs, but they're doing their cooking stuff and they try to make it like you can cook this at home? I'm trying to think. I can't remember the guy's name. He's got glasses and his facial hair's about as good as mine, but he's got long hair. And he's like, you can cook this at home, but out of nowhere he pulls out shit like fucking duck fat, like we've just got that sitting around the fridge. And he's like, just cook it in duck fat. It'll taste better than oil. And I'm like, you
duck fat is
pretend.
delicious.
It is delicious,
can
but I
bet.
don't have duck fat in my fridge, you pretentious cunt.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, that sounds like a you thing.
All right, move on.
Do you have duck fat at your house, J-Rad?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Oh, not that I'm aware of. No, I don't think we do. I don't personally have any. Good chat. Good chat.
Apparently you're lying.
So some of the other YouTube channels I'm talking about that you may know of, Maddie Matheson. Is that another one that you may have heard of? Very much.
Maybe.
he's very
What does he
much-
do?
It's cooking channel, but same thing. He just sort of does it from home, but it very much based around that stoner vibe of like, yeah, it's entertaining for stoners basically. I was trying to like walk around that, but you know what? Let's just go for it.
I just googled a picture of him and he doesn't look familiar, but it could be because I'm not a stoner.
That is possible. That is possible.
And,
But there's a couple other ones.
Look, no offense to anybody that does smoke, like go nuts. It just, I don't know, it never sits well with me.
I'm the same. Katie,
What?
are you a stoner?
I'm stoned right now. No,
No,
I would believe that.
no, Katie doesn't smoke weed. She loves the devil's snow.
I'm not.
Devil's snow. Why has everything got to do with the devil?
Because he knows how to party. You've never heard of Jesus fucking chicks and drinking booze?
He literally turned water into wine.
Yeah, but he didn't fuck any chicks.
You don't know that. Mary Magdalene, didn't they have a thing?
No, wasn't that with?
Well, it depends.
maybe?
Look, this is not. Let's save that for a religion one. We're talking about food. But yeah, apparently he did fuck Mary Magdalene, who was a whore.
Fuck yeah. Go Jesus. Support your sex worker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. See, Jesus would have done it.
Yeah.
What would Jesus do? All right. We're going to move on to the next section. And that is who has a really interesting cooking story.
That's why you having
Now,
sex
I
with
will
that hooker. Jesus did it. Sorry, go
Alright,
on.
so-
Go on.
Now we're going to go into like a cooking story. Now, to give you time to think about it, I'm going to go first. So this actually happened when I was at work it's a fast food chain called Red
Was
Rooster.
I there?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Was I
But-
there?
Why would you
No,
be there?
you weren't.
No, okay.
He visited a lot.
I did visit a lot.
Moving right along.
So, not so much a cooking story as a cooking accident. One day I was mucking around with one of the kitchen hands. Of course, I'm the most in charge person there at the time. Who would have thought? Who gave me any responsibility? And we're playing around and we're throwing bottles of water at each other. I jump out of the way of one and it goes straight into the deep fryer.
Did it explode?
I start to hear the sizzling of the plastic starting to melt.
Oh, you would have
And
had
I
to...
just
You would've-
scream,
Oh.
get the fuck down!
Did it explode?
And oil went all over the walls. Nobody was hurt. It was fine.
You
How
would
did I
have...
not hear about that.
You would have had
Was
to
that-
clean that whole thing out because there would have been little bits of plastic in it.
No, I'm pretty sure we just turned it off and back on again.
Red Rooster. Like days.
That was J-Rad's war moment. That's it. So when people have Nam flashbacks, J-Rad flashes back to Red Rooster. Get
Flashback
down!
to chicken. Pepe Le Pew.
So, funny food story. Not really. I wouldn't say anything funny. I mean, speaking of deep fryers, I used to have a mate that worked at Hungry Jack's, the one that's across the road from that Red Rooster. And we used to put all sorts of shit in the deep fryers. We found that pickles just disintegrate. Whopper wrappers just disintegrate. A whole Whopper isn't great in a deep fryer. I think you need to batter it first.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shoe doesn't last very long. Like, it lasts, but it sort of melts. Fuck, we never cleaned out that one either. We just left it.
I found out garlic bread works amazing,
Oh, yeah.
but you can only do it for a short amount of time, otherwise the garlic all dissipates.
That makes sense. Do you have any food stories, Katie? I mean, you worked at this Red Rooster.
No, I honestly don't think so.
Did I ever work as a manager with you? No, I don't think I did. Because that's where all my stories come from, when I was the manager.
No, I don't. I'm trying to think of like weird shit that happened. But I can't really think of anything. But I mean, you know when people say don't mess with the people who serve you food?
I have a story.
That's definitely something that should be listened to.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I worked in I was a dish pig, right? I was doing dishes at a food establishment. And I remember once the chef, he was a real prick, but he always made me a really nice dinner. So I got along with him well. But he used to fucking hate when people sent their food back, because he took a lot of pride in the food that he cooked. And he was a really good cook. Or everything I ever had, I liked. And there was one time that this woman sent her steak back because it was dry. And like, this steak was perfect, medium rare, like, and he's walked over to me, he's like, and he's holding it in his hands, no gloves. And he's like, does this look dry to you? And squeezed it. And like, juice came out of it. I'm like, doesn't look dry to me. He's like, all right. Stuck it straight into the dishwater, like the dishwater where I was washing shit. Just waited there for about 2 or 3 minutes of like squeezing it, soaking up some dishwater into it, chucked it back on the grill to heat it up either side, put it back on her plate, and he's like, I hope it's fucking juicy now, and sent it out.
Exactly.
What?
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How she knew it was dry, I have no idea. Like, she hadn't had a bite, hadn't cut into it. She just sent it back going, it was dry. Well, she didn't send it back a second time, so...
Well, it looks like there's a weird food story coming from chat, but I have a food-related topic we can talk about.
Okay.
Weird food cravings. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're just sitting there and you're like, fuck, I want to,
What about pregnancy food cravings? They get real fucking weird.
Well, I've never been pregnant.
Yeah, no, me neither. So I don't know if I can add to that conversation.
Yeah,
but I definitely
me either.
crave weird food.
No,
I can't say that I really experienced that.
What do you crave, Katie? What weird food do you crave? Or what food do you really like that other people would think is weird?
I really like anchovies and caviar. Like,
Yeah.
I would eat anchovies straight from the jar if I could. Like, and I do. Like, nobody's stopping me.
I've seen her do it.
I will do it. I'm not afraid. I would have a pizza full of anchovies, nothing but.
So
Yeah, I think that's gross.
First, Jared's housemate. We'll circle back to this, but first, Jared's housemate. Cravings are usually a hint at dietary requirements. Then why the fuck have I read about pregnant bitches craving peanut butter and pickles? What dietary requirement do peanut butter and pickles have? Fats.
That's a good question.
I figured it out.
What?
And then fats. Fats are in peanut butter and but not pickles.
Are you
No.
saying that because I crave caviar and anchovies, that
Salt,
I need
fish.
salt?
Oh, that's interesting.
Salty protein, guys.
I mean, it makes sense. I've never actually made
gloss
that
over
connection, but
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
There's no omega-3 in pickles. So, and then Denise has said, I lived in Nevada, had about 5 housemates who all worked at casinos. They all came home with turkeys, so somehow it became my job to make full turkey dinner for a week for 5 weeks. That's amazing. I fucking love turkey. I have so many questions. Why did they come home with turkeys is my first.
Like real life turkeys?
Oh, were they alive? So many
Were they?
questions.
That story just got intense.
It did. Keep commenting in the chat. I want to know everything about it. Back to weird foods that people may or may not like. I really like salty and sweet, and I know that's actually quite a popular one. But I
like salted caramel kind of flavor.
salted caramel is trash. What you want to do is get McDonald's French fries and dip them in a McDonald's sundae.
Oh yeah, I know heaps of people do that.
Tastes amazing.
Yeah.
And that hot and cold and salty sweet is just fucking delicious.
It's like a mouthgasm.
Wow, so there you go. So when... Sorry, go on.
No, go.
I was going to say, so when Denise was pregnant, she couldn't drink tap water because it gave her heartburn. That's interesting. I sometimes get really bad heartburn from drinking water, but then I remember it's because I ate a bag of chips and a block of chocolate before I drank that water. And that's what gave me...
And the half a bottle of scotch the night before.
And that's what gave me the heartburn.
Denise, you're not answering the important question. Were they alive?
We need to know
Yes,
were the
we
turkeys
need to
alive.
know. We need to know.
Fuck, sultana and cheese sandwich. Yeah, that sounds trash.
Peanut butter
Yeah.
and egg toasty.
Oh yeah, I can get around that.
Honest to God, it's good.
So what about food fears or like weird things that you won't eat? Not because like they're bad for you or anything like that, but you just
Oh yeah, just
kinda
like
don't wanna
foods
eat it.
you won't eat. Yeah.
yeah, not that you
Same.
just don't like it, but you actually like have a reaction to seeing it.
I 100% can't eat a stew.
Like any stew?
Stew, I just can't eat stew. And you know what? You with it. Hang on. Backstory.
Here
I
we go.
can't eat stew, right? And then when we were all living together in that house, you know the house, you
Mm.
know,
Oh yeah.
and somebody's mother made us stew and mashed potato. And I was like, you know what? You know, it's been many years since I've tried stew. Maybe I'll give it a go. And I didn't want to be rude, so I ate the stew. Dude, I had the worst fucking food poisoning of my entire goddamn life from that stew. I reckon that bitch poisoned us.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't
Probably.
just me. There was me and one other housemate that got really, really sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nah.
Yeah, no, I 100% think that we were getting poisoned. Just
Yeah.
by the smell alone. Like,
And all the shit we put in the walls.
oh yeah. No,
If
that
there
wasn't
was-
just us
If
though.
they were bad housemates, it was us.
Nah, no fucking way. We were great
But it
housemates.
was warranted. It was warranted bad housemates.
But back on food that like you just can't eat. So I have two. And both of these are because I was overfed them when I was younger. So one is like you know how you get chops like lamb chops, or it's lamb chops really, but like the bigger lamb chops, any lamb chop, it doesn't really matter.
Mm.
Cooked in the oven with like peeled tomatoes or diced tomatoes on them. Can't do it. Can't do it. Hate
Really?
it. Hate the smell. Hate the taste. Like can't do it. And the other one is cooked salmon. I love raw salmon. I'll eat sashimi all day and I'll eat a fucking bucket of it. But the moment that salmon is cooked, just the taste and the texture and everything makes me gag. Can't do it.
Interesting. I don't eat seafood or mushrooms. And
Yeah,
some people
that's
think
so
that's weird.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
you
think
are
that's
weird.
I think
That is
that's so typical. Like I don't eat mushrooms. Mushrooms are delicious.
So is seafood. You're a
Seafood is-
psycho. What do you eat? You know what? Grow up. Life is not about my fucking chicken fingies. Grow up and eat a mushroom.
nuggies.
Chicken nuggets. Do you know what? I used to have this real big thing about eating meat off the bone. I used to hate it, like eating meats off bones, and then chicken wings.
Nah, oysters are fucking delicious.
No, they make me gag.
No,
I reckon they look like boogers. You try and change my mind.
I would eat, if somebody said, here's 12 oysters, I could put all 12 in my mouth at once and chew. Like, I don't care. That's how good my gag
So
is.
I can only assume you eat your boogers as well.
I do. I've got no shame.
But she won't swallow.
Only I like the taste, not the extra calories.
I want to make a bad joke there, but I'm not going to. There might be kids watching.
I will do it. I will do it. If you pay me $100, I'll do it. I'll do it on stream. Not right now. I don't have any oysters.
Well, what's and not to take over from Jared, but the other side of that, what's the weirdest thing you guys have eaten? What's some stuff you guys have eaten that yeah, is different, is out there?
But you have to.
I've had kangaroo. Is that considered weird? Kangaroo?
No.
Well, it would
Maybe-
be to our international people. They probably haven't eaten kangaroo.
Yeah.
I've had crocodile and emu.
I've had crocodile as well.
Mm.
I didn't really much enjoy it.
No, I didn't think much of crocodile.
Yeah.
I like kangaroo. Kangaroo's nice.
Jellyfish.
Actually, no, I didn't mind crocodile. I didn't like emu.
Emu.
Do you know, fun fact, Australia is the only country that eats both the animals on its coat of arms.
What's a buffalo?
A buffalo is like,
Isn't it like a weird cow?
it's like a huge cow.
Does it have horns?
Yeah.
No, I broke
Did you
my
know-
squishy.
Buffaloes have wings, and that's how you cook the buffalo wings.
Mm.
I saw
Buffalo
that
can actually fly.
The Simpsons TV show too.
And they're small because they actually just have 1,000 wings under their fur. Tiny little ones.
Guys, I broke my squishy.
Should have got the buzzer out. We're not paying attention.
So, oh, that's cool. So Jared's housemates had fugu. Poison, tasty fish.
Tasty fish.
Oh, yeah, he was telling me about that the other day. Yeah. I would be scared as shit to eat that.
No, I'd do it. I would honestly eat, I'll give anything a try. If I go to a restaurant and I see something weird on the menu, I will try it. So I've also eaten jellyfish. It was average. It just tasted like whatever it was cooked in.
Yeah,
I
that
like
makes
the
sense.
texture of jellyfish.
I will draw the line though at certain animals if I happen to, like, you'd never see this on the menu, but if you saw like a dog, I'd never eat a dog. I love dogs.
Friends, not food.
Friends, not food.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Anything else to add on that? I'll move on to the next one.
Now you can go on the next one.
So, I'd like to hear about so what's some weird food facts that you have? Well, I'm not going to say facts because we're not pulling up sources here.
Hang on, Katie, you can't say you're crying. You're on camera.
I'm finished.
All right, sorry, go on, J-Rad. Go on. This is a fun podcast. We're all over the place. You can host them from now on.
Yeah, no, I'm
Imagine
having a lot of
that. We
fun.
went from talking about food to dicks to what are we on now?
Dicks
Yeah,
again.
It's been
We're
on a
back on
wild
dicks.
ride.
Hmm.
So, what are some food rumors that you've heard that you found really interesting? I think the one that really does it for me is the fact that low-fat milk is actually a lot less healthy for you than full cream version.
Why?
Because all the additives they put in to make it less fat.
Well, the interesting thing about low-fat milk is low-fat milk traditionally is 2% or less fat, right? Full cream milk is only 4%. It's not like the milk is 100% fat. A full cream milk is only 4%. So you're really not saving anything. It's a gimmick. It's all a gimmick.
Also, milk is gross.
I don't know. I can get around milk. I like milk.
No, I like chalky milk.
I like chalky milk.
You got to have it with coffee.
It poisons me.
Yeah. You're intolerant.
I find it interesting, all the foods that are classed as aphrodisiacs, like oysters. Like, Katie, you love oysters.
Love oysters.
Are you ever actually horny after sitting there banging down 12 oysters?
Hey, I want to know, like, why, right? Like, who looks at an oyster, jiggles it around and goes, and then goes and specs. Like,
Yeah.
nobody.
Gives it a
And
sniff
the
and
taste, it's just like you're eating it and you're like, you know when you eat chocolate and you really want chocolate.
maybe,
and
you
eat
know
it,
what?
like,
Maybe it's not for
good.
girls. Maybe it's for guys. Can you imagine just a guy with, this is an oyster. This is an oyster, and just gives it a bit of a lick, and he's like, I should call her.
See? Jared's housemate's calling it sea snot as well.
Nah,
It's
oysters are
not.
delicious. They just don't make me horny.
You're obviously eating them the wrong way.
Oh, maybe I'm meant to eat the shell as well. But there's other foods. I can't think of them right now, but there are other foods that are meant to be aphrodisiacs as well.
Hot chocolate was one.
Yeah,
yeah, I've heard that.
chocolate's meant to be. But then I wonder as well, do I not get horny because I just eat so much that I'm like, fuck, now all I want to do is nap?
Sleep horny.
Maybe that's it because you go out to a restaurant, you don't just get oysters. Do you know what I mean? You get the whole damn platter.
Yeah.
So nobody, you're full of prawns and salmon.
Yes, the
and
itis.
calamari.
The itis?
That's from Boondocks.
Yep.
Is it Boondocks?
What's
Yeah,
the itis?
The itis is when you eat so much that you just get this overwhelming wave of tiredness and you can't move. And
yeah, food coma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I seriously love the hell out of that show. It's so good.
So I don't know any other weird food stuffs.
Katie, can you think of any?
What was the question?
Yeah, no, I see what you mean, Jehovaz. There's only two people that need to pay attention.
She does help keep the chat going. Just don't ask her direct questions.
Okay. All right.
Chime in when I'm ready.
Okay, fair enough.
What was the question?
Like, do you know any weird like food? Like J-Rad said, like low fat milk is actually worse for you than full cream milk because of the chemicals, or like oysters are an aphrodisiac, or do you know any food facts?
No, you don't have to.
No.
I think there's a particular potato chip brand that gives you anal leakage, but I think I just saw that off a TV show.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Can I Google this? Or,
Yeah, Google it. I think I
yeah.
could have just seen it off a TV show.
I know gummy bears can make you shit your pants.
That's like Hungry Jack's is just a rental.
Yeah.
I've been told.
Yeah, it doesn't last long.
You know what? I'm
So
not
for
gonna Google
our
that.
US viewers, Hungry Jack's is Burger King.
Mm.
The reason, here you go, this is a food fact. We'll go with this.
Yeah.
The reason it's called Hungry Jack's here is because when Burger King came to Australia, there was already a burger establishment, just one, owned by one guy called Burger King. So they took him to court and said, we want the name. The Australian court ruled stiff shit. Just because you're American doesn't mean you win here. You don't get that name. So they decided on the name Hungry Jack's. Now, in the late 2000s, the person who owned that original Burger King, the rights had expired. So Burger King were like, right, let's rebrand all our Hungry Jack's stores to Burger King so that they can be the same as what they are in the US. Went through, spent millions of dollars rebranding everything, changing everything to Burger King, and sales plummeted because Australians are dumb and thought that Burger King was shit quality food and not the Hungry Jack's they were used to. Even though it was the exact same food. So they then had to spend millions of dollars going and rebranding everything back to Hungry Jack's.
I love that fact.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And actually, on that topic as well, did you know that there was a Disney-themed McDonald's theme park? I think it was the term was a bit vague around it, but it was basically a Disney-themed McDonald's theme park. But it actually got sued so much that they had to close it down.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Like just bad food?
No,
Wait,
it was a theme
what?
park like Disney.
So there was a Disney theme park. Was it
No.
was it Disneyland?
Yeah, there is Disneyland, but this was a McDonald's one.
I mean, so it was a McDonald's theme park.
Yeah, but it was like Disney styled, like Disneyland styled.
Was Grimace there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I have a toy Grimace. Do you want to see it?
I do want to see it.
Let me see.
Oh, that's cute.
It is cute.
So another food fact is a fast food fact. I tend to know more about fast food than real food. Did you know in KFC in Japan, they go to KFC for Christmas and they buy big buckets of chicken and have that on Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it was back in the 80s, KFC did this massive drive in Japan about it's all about family and did this big sale on, you know, chicken for Christmas. Basically, we'll cater for you. Go out, buy your KFC, spend time with your family, and it became a tradition in Japan. That, you know how we in Australia anyway, we have, you know, Christmas ham, and that's probably the biggest tradition, Christmas ham. Americans would have that too, or a turkey, or you know, the big roasts. Japanese, they go and get KFC, and I agree. I fucking love Japanese culture.
Yeah, and I think that was something about they made, because every KFC in Japan has like a Colonel Sanders out the front. And they actually made it to be like, you know, Father Christmas or something like that. And that like just really took. Because they're big on like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Superstitious?
Oh, yeah, they are. Yep.
I don't know where I was going with that. But here we are.
They also do, I love the twists that they do in other countries of, like, say, McDonald's will do a burger for that country. Like here we've got the McOz. In America, I think you've got the McRib. We get that every now and then, but I don't know. You guys seem to fucking froth over that for some reason.
I think theirs will be better than ours.
It probably would.
Like food laws and stuff.
Ours was fucking trash.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But in Japan, they've got a black sesame burger where it's like black buns made from black sesame powder, and all sorts of stuff. Oh, yeah. There you go. The McRib is gross there too. Yeah, well, it's fucking gross here. It's. I don't know what kind of meat it's pretending to be, but it's not meat. It's fucking. It's gross.
I thought it was to do with the sauce. I think because I remember seeing about on I think it was South Park or one of the TV shows, and I think they likened the sauce to like being as addictive as crack.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, did you try the McRib when they released it here, Jared?
Yeah, I tried it. I didn't think too much of it.
Yeah, I didn't think a lot of it either.
And I think it was because of all the hype. And when I finally had one, I was like, "Oh, this isn't what I expected at all."
Yeah, I didn't think much. All right, what else you got? What other topics we got?
The food fact one, food fears, takeaway.
Yeah, Honcho, we don't have In-N-Out here.
We had a pop-up store.
We have.
I'm not waiting in a line.
So fast food that we have here. We've got McDonald's. We've got Hungry Jack's, which is Burger King. We've got KFC. We do have Carl's Jr.
It's like the rich man's version of.
It's all Carl's Jr. is Burger King, but 20% extra. It's absolute trash.
Their onion rings are slightly better though.
No, it's trash. It's all trash. It tastes like garbage.
I
haven't tried it.
We had Pizza Hut, but that sort of died out. We've got Domino's, but that's pretty much it.
Do we even have Pizza Hut anymore? I don't see their shops around anymore.
Yeah, there's one near my place, but they're very far and few between.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see a lot. I remember there was one in Ringwood. That's not there anymore.
Yeah, there used to be a lot more, but they I mean, even the ones that still exist are fucking trash.
Pizza Hut was the one where you could like eat in, yeah, and you could have like endless amounts of ice cream.
Back in the day, that's what it was.
I think there's still one that exists. I think it's in Terralgan.
Justy, I don't know what a Hardee's is. You guys are so spoilt for choice when it comes to shit food.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Honcho. The like local pizza or whatever shop, you know, does a local burger shop does 1,000 times better food than any fast food will ever be.
We also don't
Yeah.
have Papa John's.
Never actually heard of that one.
Yeah, we don't have Papa John's.
Domino's will forever have my heart though because they make puff pastry pizza, and I don't think there's anything in the world better than that.
Yeah, but it's still Domino's.
Don't care.
Yeah.
I can fold it.
And it's look, it's good. I love puff pastry pizza as well, but it's fucking expensive.
And yeah, Domino's isn't the best quality.
Fuck you guys.
Okay.
I quit the Nuggies.
All right. Bye.
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 Bye, Katie.
I'll just remove our photo. Hang on.
I'm gonna start streaming. Please don't.
No, don't, Katie. Don't go, Katie. I miss you already. All right. So, in that lull, in the last little bit, what are some of your favorite celebrity chefs?
Gordon
Gordon
Ramsay.
Ramsay.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah. Kitchen Nightmares was one of my favorite shows.
I-
Not only do I respect that man's food, I respect him as a person, and I would do whatever he asked. Honest to God.
Have you seen that clip of him? Like he was hosting a children's cooking show, and then in comparison to the adult versions, and he's like so nice and gentle with these kids, and he's so beautiful, and then just switches to him.
I love it. I love it. He's like,
swearing his head off.
oh, sweetheart. Oh, it's all right. Oh, you got this.
okay.
It's all right. And then with the adult, he's like, you fucking donkey. But one thing I will say, I made Gordon Ramsay's famous scrambled eggs once.
Yeah.
You know where you put the pot on and you take it off and you put it on and you take it off and you add creme fraiche to it. It tastes like shit. It was crap.
Really?
Yeah, I was not a fan.
Were you doing it wrong?
No, maybe. I'm not Gordon Ramsay. I really shouldn't judge. Maybe I should get him to make them for me, but I didn't like them. I was like, they're firm but a bit too runny. It's really weird. And the creme fraiche, it's like sour cream, Jared's housemate.
Yeah.
It made it tangy and weird, and I don't like tangy, weird eggs. So, yeah, well, there we go. Everyone in the chat's blowing up. They're all the same. They're like, yeah, fuck him. Fuck his eggs. He's a donkey. There you go.
It's a donkey.
Come at me, Gordon Ramsay.
I love that man. Could you imagine if he did? Oh, that'd be so good.
I'd fight him. I would not fight him. That guy's
No,
fucking
you
built.
wouldn't stand a chance.
No way would I fight him.
I would cry under the weight of his insults.
Yeah. No, yeah. Look, what he does get right, I do agree. You don't want the pan too hot because you don't want the eggs to release water, and then you get dry, weird eggs. But the whole off, on, it's a waste of fucking time. Put it on a medium heat, scramble them before you put them in the pan. Put them in the pan, continue to scramble them, and when they start to firm up, turn off the heat. That's it.
You want fluffy, perfectly cooked eggs.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this, and you're right.
Cook them in the microwave.
100%.
You put them in, 2 eggs, a little bit of milk, put them in the microwave, 1 minute, give them a stir, bang them in for another minute. Perfect.
Yep, give them another stir, and they're so fluffy. Fluffier than you'll ever get out of a frying pan.
Delicious. The most delicious eggs, and they don't have that, like, fatty fry pan flavour to them.
Yep.
Scrambled eggs with cream instead of milk.
Oh, that's good. I've had that.
That's a good idea.
Is good.
I also make scrambled eggs with soy milk.
Honcho, my problem is every time I go to cook an omelette, it turns into scrambled eggs.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I get lazy and I just start messing with it.
I won't lie, Justy, I skimmed that message and I saw you'll want good recipes, look up Thundercock on TikTok. I'm like,
Thundercock!
I'm like, okay, like, again. I will.
And speaking of TikTok, I've seen some of the people like with Gordon Ramsay, like rate my meal or rate my cooking.
Yes, I love those. I love those.
And I absolutely love them. He's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, he's absolutely my favorite chef. And Jamie Oliver's a bitch, so.
Yeah, I actually kind of forget that he was a, like, what's the word?
Man, I used to think he was so sexy too.
Jamie Oliver? Nah,
I know.
the schools aren't feeding our our kids properly. Whereas Gordon Ramsay's like, you fucking donkey.
Yeah, I know which one arouses me more.
Exactly.
And then there's that other guy from Australia, the Coles guy.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
um,
Curtis Stone. He's
Yeah,
spunky.
Curtis. Yeah.
He's a solid 6.
I'd give him a dry
Manu?
rub.
Manu.
Oh,
I've
Manu.
never seen any of his stuff.
10 out of 10 every time.
I would
do
finger
it.
Manu without a doubt.
God
Okay.
damn. God damn. We've got the adult only thing. Tick. Yeah.
Should I? Yeah, I hope we do. I don't know.
I like how
Is
that's
it
the point where
French?
I'm like, it should be an adult, not when we were talking about giant dongs at the start.
It's like, at what point do you make this adult only? At the point where Matt says he's gonna finger Manu the chef.
That's very sexually aggressive.
I'm scared.
Oh, hilarious. All right, so
I think that's pretty much it. I'm
I
pretty
think
much
I think
out.
you should do final question, and I think the final question should be, what's the best thing you can cook?
No, what's the best thing you have cooked? Don't
Isn't that
tell
the
me
same thing?
don't tell me your
right,
wasted potential.
Oh, I get you. So it's not, oh, I could cook this. It's, I
Yeah.
have cooked it, and it was fucking
Yeah.
amazing. Yep.
Yeah, do that.
All right. Yep, I like it. Katie, go first.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah,
Um,
Jared's housemate does do a mean ghetto stir fry.
So I reckon the best thing
Yeah,
I
cook
can
it for
cook. I'd probably go either my carbonara or my lasagna.
Lasagna.
Nah, the Italian blood.
Yeah, both are pretty good.
Yeah.
What about you, Jared?
Alright. Katie, do you want to go or
Nope.
do you want? No. Okay. So my masterpiece that I did, and I was overextending myself. I don't know if I'll be able to do it again, but it's difficult to describe because it was a lasagna, but the actual lasagna was vegetarian, but it had meat in it. So it was like layers of potato instead of like the pasta sheets
Oh,
And then it was-
okay.
with pork mince, and then just a whole bunch of random vegetables, like zucchini, capsicum, onion, that sort of stuff, and then like just a whole bunch of like flavor sachets that I poured into it, and then mixed it up and laid it up. Was good. It was
Jared,
real good.
the Italian in me wants to just kick the fucking shit out of you. Potato
Why?
and veggies and flavor sachets in a lasagna.
It's not a traditional lasagna.
Get out of my house.
Tell you what, food porn.
I will
stuck
make
it in.
carbonara for everyone. I make two different kinds of carbonara. One is real carbonara, and the other is not real carbonara because it has cream in it, but it's fucking delicious.
Both will give you diarrhea.
Oh, 100%. The amount of garlic and olive oil in them, you're fucked. You will shit for days.
I'm okay with that. A good meal is worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know it's a good meal when you don't mind the pain of your asshole splitting open.
I haven't had that problem to date, but there's a new experience just around the corner for everyone.
Yep. Especially for Manu if I ever get my hands on him. So, Katie,
Goddamn Manu.
Yes.
meal.
What do you got for us?
You
Come on, I know you
this-
can cook. I know
yeah,
you can cook.
This is gonna sound like really pretentious and like up myself or whatever. Nothing stands out because everything I cook is amazing.
Yeah,
Is
that's
this-
pretentious?
Is this
Huh?
because I said I'd finger Manu and you're like, I'm better than Manu?
I'm better than Manu. Because that's the thing. I want to order steak at a restaurant because I can cook better steak than any restaurant can. Do you know what I mean? Everything I cook, I set my mind to. I cook and it's fucking amazing. Although one time I tried to make cauliflower, like cauliflower and cheese. Fuck.
Croquette
Patties?
things? Croquettes?
Sort of, but they were like patties and that.
Oh, like
they-
fritters.
Like fritters, they failed
yeah.
miserably, and I did cry. But apart from that,
I've had a
amazing.
lot of cooking fails, but it's because I will try to cook things I have no idea how to cook. So there was one time I tried to cook. Have you ever had? Oh, you wouldn't have had it, J-Rad, but anyone who's ever been to a Thai restaurant would know what a Thai fish cake is. I tried to make Thai fish cakes from scratch, where you've basically got to get fish and make it into a mince and then put it back together. And it was not okay. It was not okay.
So, do you, this is the real final question. Are you able to follow recipes, or do you just wing it and hope for the best?
So I will follow a recipe as a guide, but a recipe is only a guide. So I will taste the food that I'm making and I will change the recipe as I go along if I don't like the flavor. And I actually feel like I've got a really good palate and a really good idea of what flavors complement each other. So yeah, the recipe is just a guide for me. I'll be like, okay, cool. So it says, 3 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar. I'll put that in. I'll make the batter or whatever. I'll taste it and I'll go, no, it needs more of this.
I made pancakes the other day for the first time and they didn't suck.
Did you use a recipe?
I had a guide because I had no idea what went into pancakes. So I sort of Googled what went into pancakes and then I had to change it because lactose intolerant. So I was like, okay, so I'll have to use not real butter and soy milk. Wonder how this is going to go. And you know what? Fucking good. Not upset.
That's good.
There you go. And you know how you always cook the first pancake and the first pancake always sucks? Yeah?
No. So the first one's always the best because that's when you get the first bit of butter in there in the pan.
Yeah,
and it picks up on all the... Yeah. I feel ya. Oh, that gets me rigid.
So that's the food that makes you horny. Crusty pancakes.
Well, when you say it like that. So I personally like to follow a recipe, but when it comes to like mixing like the salts and spices and all that stuff, I measure that with my heart, especially when it comes to garlic.
Whatever the recipe, how much garlic the recipe tells you to put in, triple it every time.
Absolutely.
Justy, interestingly, to your point about the chili, put brown sugar in it. I put raw sugar or brown sugar in my like pasta sauce for lasagna, like the red sauce. You should try it. It's fucking delicious.
Hell yeah. All right. I think on that note, I think we're pretty much done. So yeah, absolutely. Get out.
Fuck off.
So, as I wrap up, we have the beautiful, y'all in different directions, the beautiful Jehovaz and the beautiful Katie, and you've been joined by J-Rad. We've had time. We've had a bit of fun.
Joined by J-Rad.
Make sure to check out the YouTube channel to look at all our past episodes. If you want your review to be featured like we did today, make sure you send us a comment on there so we can read it out loud, because that's the thing I'm going to be doing from now on. Anything else you guys want to add?
Really fucked up my squishy. I put a hole in it. Look, and now it's on my
So
face.
So sad. Stop fingering your ball.
She's her fingers deep in that like mine will be in Manu. Alright, I'm going to play the outro.
He'll never see it coming.
Alright, I'm playing the outro. Bye all.